Hello and welcome to another Game Nexus video. Today what we're going to be taking a look at is something rather different. I don't know if you can tell what we're dealing with here, but this is the Elegoo Neptune 3 3D printer. This is an item, I'm not like all those YouTubers. I was not sent this for promotion. I was not sent this for free. I bought this with my own money. I pre-ordered it when the pre-orders came up, and I wanted to get into 3D printing. One of my biggest inspirations was a YouTuber by the name of Uncle Jessy. He does a lot of 3D print YouTube videos. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and see what we're dealing with here. Now the big thing that this particular printer is kind of heralded for is being easy for beginners. And I, for one, am not somebody who's ever done anything with 3D printing at all. Now, this printer was pre-ordered along with the filament bundle, which is 5 1 kilogram spools of filament, which, if you're not familiar with 3D printing, filament is basically the material that is used to print things with a 3D printer. It's basically a bunch of plastic string. So let's go ahead and get right into this and see what we got. Just get the box undone here. And now this printer is supposed to be really easy to set up. So that's one of the main reasons I got it. And I figured once I get better, maybe down the road, if I need a better printer, if you will, then I can go ahead and get one, because I'd know what I'm doing at that point. Now let's see. This is the filament dispenser thing. It goes on the top, and then the filament spool goes on that. Then we have a couple of goodies here, including USB cable. There's a scraper and a few other things I really don't recognize here. Here's our user manual. Standard PC power cord. If you've been watching my channel at all, I'll let you know I got like tons of standard PC power cords. Here is the removable touchscreen controller thing for the 3D printer. And I think this comes off. Yeah, this looks like it comes off. Unless I think the power supply stays in it. So let's see if we can just... Nope, this might... Yeah, that just comes off. Good. Power supply stays in. We'll get back to the power supply later. Now, this tells us about Elegoo's auto leveling for the Neptune 3. Notice for use. Please adjust the voltage to match the local power use. Adjusted voltage 100 to 120 to 115 volts, or 220 to 240, 230. So it's got an adjustment on the power supply. And it's telling you what happens if the hotbed wobbles and what you should do. So here is the bulk of our 3D printer here. Let me just see. I just want to take a look at the user guide here and see what we're dealing with here. Precautions, machine parameters, and then you got your packing list here. We'll take a look at that. Oh wow, they actually give you screwdrivers and Allen keys and everything. So I think everything I need here, other than the scissors to open the box, were included. And you'll see that's what it looks like when it's all put together. Hopefully it won't be that much of a pain to put together. Machine installation. The TF card of the machine comes with an installation instruction video. But it looks like before turning on power supply, be sure to check the voltage, just like it said before. Yeah, it looks like we basically just have to put the top part on the bottom part, and then put the power supply on, put the screen on, and then the various other bits. So let's get to that right now. So I'm gonna get over here and see how we're gonna take this out of the box. If I recall correctly from the other videos I've seen on YouTube, this kind of has to be lifted out. Okay, that's a little moving bit that I didn't know about. Let's see, this has to be kind of lifted out. And then the foam has to be kind of like taken out maybe. Okay, here we go. There. Get this foam out of here. Throw it over the side. And I think the rest of this just kind of lifts out like this. Yeah. So you're going to put this on the couch here and get the box off the coffee table. And then we'll try to put our printer together. So get this over here. Clean that up later. And behind the camera here, where you're not going to see, I'm going to try to get the rest of the printer out of this foam. Maybe. Well, let's lean the top part. You're not seeing what I'm doing. Oh, okay, cool. So, this is what we got. And I'm going to look in the actual, well, let's see if there's anything here. I think that's everything. Yeah, this is just a bunch of foam. Yeah, there's nothing on that. I just want to make sure there wasn't any extra little doors or anything that are on that. Also, while I'm at it, I'll get the power supply out of that top foam block and throw that aside. Yeah, it looks like power supply just connects with this little guy here, which I'm sure there's a matching one somewhere on the rest of the printer, so let's get rid of that. Oh, I know what that was. That was the little block of foam from the thing. The little block of foam that was holding the, I'm just gonna come down a little bit so I can kind of see what I'm doing here on camera. But the little block of foam that was holding in the screen kind of just fell out. But we're gonna look at our accessory kit here, which I think holds just about all the screws and whatnot that I need to put this thing together with. So here is your 3D printer filament sample. This is just 5 meters of white PLA. That's not much. A few zip ties. Here is a metal putty knife. This is for like scraping your prints off the print bed. Oh, okay, and here's the meat and potatoes. Here are your actual screws. These are what we're going to need to finish this. There's a random piece of plastic. Maybe that was over the scraper. That's a possibility. Oh, there you go. There's all our tools to actually do this. Maybe it's some kind of spring stabbed into a piece of foam. Okay. And there's something here this could be the flesh cutters. Yeah, it actually is the flesh cutters. If you're wondering, before ordering this, I actually had seen a few people who were the people who got this ahead of everyone. Yeah, there's the flesh cutters for like cutting off supports and stuff. They're just in this little piece of cardboard. Oh, and there's the all important handle. Standard, good old-fashioned USB cable like you'd get with a really old printer. And a bunch of doohickeys that I'm not really familiar with. I think that one is the USB drive with the memory card in it. And there's some extra tubes and some extra extruder tips. And yeah, that's all fun. And then there's a random little QA pass sticker in there that's not used. Well, gonna just quickly pause the video here and then get back and proceed with the assembly. So just be a moment. Okay, now time to assemble this beast. We just got to get the whole doohickey here. Get it up like that. And I seriously don't want to kill the thing my first time out, so I'm going to be very careful here. Because the last thing I don't want to do is that whole assembly to fall down and just break. Yeah, I got this right because if you see in the manual here, it shows this bit here, and then that little knob there, and you see little knob there, this little bit here, and yeah, it looks like we got that all set up. I don't know why this got a little bit of snot coming out of it. It's just a string, I guess. Okay, we're okay. Probably something in the manufacture process, I guess. So now let's just see what screws we have to use to put the thing together. Okay, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump you there, but 4 pieces HM45. So let's open up our little grab bag here and see which ones those are. Oh, I see. They actually have them bagged as to like each step. So here is your ones for putting the printer together. And let's do our best to do this and not totally ruin this thing before we get out here. So I think what I'll try to do is turn it on its side. And let me just see which Allen key I'm using in this tool bag, which honestly, it's not common to buy something and actually get all the tools you need for it with it. Yeah, there we go. That one will do it. So why is it all weird on the other side? I don't know. I guess it still works. Maybe it's just it's hard to get into the place. And I know this area here is where the screen attaches, but that's just a little plug and it plugs into the thing. Oh, and on the front here is where the SD card goes. It's a micro SD card, I want to say. So let's get this. I'm going to put it on the side like that. Get the whole deal here. And do the same. And just kind of see if I can get this together maybe. Okay, now that I've gone ahead and tightened the screws for the frame off camera, I think we might be missing a rubber foot here or something. It just seems kind of, yeah, it doesn't seem quite right. Maybe it's missing a rubber foot that came off, or maybe one of our cords back here is kind of getting kinked. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, now we're good. We're not sitting on anything. Okay. Now, going from there, we have to take the power supply and put the 2 HM18s on. HM18s, I gotta find those somewhere here. Oh, here. Here's the rest of our pieces. So we just get the bag that's 2 HM18s, which are these. Here. HM18s. Then you take this side here without the fancy servo gears and stuff, and that's where the power supply attaches. So it's here. And let me see what side of this actually attaches there. This is our power supply. So, okay, it's definitely this side. So is it like this? Yeah, that's what it shows. So I guess you gotta have your power plug over there, and then this kind of just goes here. And let me try to get those screws in. Hopefully it's not going to be such a problem like the beginning part was. But yeah, there's our power supply that I'm attaching now. This is probably going to end up being a very long video, and I'm probably gonna have to edit it down to multiple videos doing this. But let's see. Put it through the thing here and see if it actually lines up with the power supply. See if these are these this? No. Different Allen key for those. Let's see if it's Allen key number 2. Yes, okay. And just put the screw in and hope that the screw hole actually lines up here. Okay, we actually got 2 of them here, but I'm guessing it's the further out one, because the further out one on the top. So let's try to do that. I think I got it. Yeah, I definitely got it. And let's just get the other one in and we'll tighten them both up. If I didn't drop the Allen key. Wait. This doesn't seem right. Okay, well there are screws on the other side too. Let me just see if I'm doing this right. It looks right according to the picture. But let me just make sure I'm doing this right, because you know, you don't want to do your initial assembly and end up doing it all wrong. So let's see if this screw goes in. Yeah, it does. Okay. Got to do it right. Good. Okay, so screwing in a power supply. And now the other screw all the way in. Good. Now let's see what's next. Just following directions here because I don't want to completely mess this thing up. Okay, now we just put on the touch screen. Here's our touch screen here, so all we gotta do is move the printer around here and peel off the little deal here. Put it in its cradle here. Is it? Yeah, it's down. In its cradle, and then plug it into like the phone cord thing here. And now that's installed. And what's next? Okay, looks like now it's got me installing the spool holder and the handle. So here's our handle. And let me get those 2 pieces for the spool holder here. So here's our spool holder. And it looks like this bit goes like this. Let me see. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right, that's all. So we're gonna move this to the front. And what do we got to do here? It's got a bit of an actual instruction here. Please note that the material rack is pre-installed with screws and nuts. When installing, just loosen the screw until the nuts can move. Then install the material rack in the top profile slot and tighten screws as you see in the picture. Okay, Well, let's get the handle first, because that's kind of easy. That's got our HM10s here, HM410s, here we go. That's probably the small Allen key, because, you know, why use 2 types of screws when you can use 3? Here, little screws here. So, let's see. It's probably not going to be this one, right? No, it is. Okay, so let's look at the top of the printer here. So, yeah. Oh, okay, maybe those are your ones for the... And then what does this do? I don't get it. Let me see. I'm just trying to understand what they're doing here. So it says here, I'm trying to understand, because I'm looking at the top of the printer. I see 2 screws on one side, 2 screws on one side, 2 screws on the other side, and then there's these like slidey nut things in there. Please note that the 2 square nuts are reserved in the profile slot to install the handle. See the picture, insert 2... Okay, so those little sliding nuts there are for the handle. So let's do the handle now, and then we'll figure out the other thing. So, handle goes here. And at least I can kind of see through that, so it's not going to be a struggle to get this on. So just 1 screw here. Maybe. Okay, yeah, it did catch. Okay, we'll loosen it up, so I can then move it a little bit and then get the other one in. Other one in, hopefully. You'd think they would have had me attach all the cables and everything before I put the handle on. But, hey, however they want to do it, I'm not going to tell them how to live their life. There we go. Handle is on. And how in the world do I do this thing? Oh, I see. They're just kind of having you, if you see these guys here, they're just having you loosen those and put those in there. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. Okay, so basically what these are is, if you remember when I put the handle in, it had like these guys kind of sliding in there. So you basically have to loosen these, get them into the slot there, and then tighten them in, and that's how it works, I guess. Why they didn't pre-install these in the slot like they did the ones for the handle, I don't understand, but hey, whatever you guys want to do is fine with me. So let's see. Will these just go in here? Okay. And if I tighten these, will they just kind of like feng shui with the slot or something? Yeah, pretty much. That's what happens here. It just kind of melds with the actual slot in the top of the machine, and then your material thing here, and then you just gotta, let's see, did they show how that works? Okay, they show it going in from the back. In the picture, at least. So in the picture, it kind of shows the screwing in from the back. Oh, okay, yeah, there it goes. And basically what you do is, if you got a PLA filament roll, you just kind of put it on there, and it just feeds it. So now let's see what we're doing next. Okay, let's do that whole check our local voltage thing here. So let's get over the power supply. You're gonna turn this whole operation around. To make this kind of compelling television for everybody here. So, look at the actual printer. Yeah, they're right, because right now on here it says 230. And that wouldn't work for here in America, so we gotta turn it over to... Well, let me try using this. Maybe this will work. Yep, now it's got 115, so that works. And let's see what we're supposed to do. Okay, so I gotta connect like a dozen cables here, so first we're gonna connect the power cable here, which is fairly standard. That just goes like this. And then it's showing about 1 billion connections, but that's the only one I see I gotta make. Those are already connected. And let's see. There's a free cable kind of hanging out over here. I'm guessing that might go to the hotbed, but we'll see here. Okay, let me see, because I do see that there. Oh, I see. This goes here on the actual frame here. There's an actual plug, so I'm going to plug that in there because it looks like that's where it goes. I don't know if that fell out in transit or if that was supposed to be pulled out, but that's all. Now, supplementary introduction. It says, the bottom side block has been adjusted before leaving the factory, but the pulley of the machine may become loose due to transportation. If the platform of the machine is shaky or loose, an open spanner can be used to slowly twist the eccentric isolation column under the platform until the slide block slides smoothly and does not shake. Similar, if the print head is shaky or loose, the corresponding isolation column can be adjusted. Okay, well, let's see how everything moves, but because I think we're pretty much in business here, so let's grab our newly installed handle here and just kind of give this whole thing a twist. There. Now, everything appears to be okay. So, what do we do from here? When first running the machine, the distance between the platform and the nozzle needs to be calibrating in leveling mode, which is about the thickness of an A4 piece of paper. When the machine is on, select level. The machine will enter a heating state. The nozzle is heated. The hotbed is 50 degrees centigrade. After reaching the present temperature, each axis automatically returns to origin and starts the 16 ports calibration. No other operations should be done until the nozzle returns to the home position. Okay. Start printing. First push the filament. Okay, so we want to, let me get our power cord here. Here's our fancy little power cord. I'm going to see if we can plug it in here, or if we have to reconvene somewhere else where we're going to have enough distance from the outlet. Actually, I probably can swing it over here, but let me just see. Yeah, we're going to relocate and then reconvene here, so see you guys in a minute, and we're going to putz about this by the desk.